back here on WTV Live. Metro Conference action, number 3 seeded Westside going up against one of the most recent matchups in number 14, Omaha Benson. My name is Jaden Taylor. Alongside me tonight, Jernstrom. We just saw a big win for the girls up against Marian. They'll be going up against Omaha Central next Tuesday. Westside, a familiar foe from just under a week ago, and Omaha Benson, a big blowout win. Can they do it again here tonight?
Yeah, that win was 82-41. They doubled the point margin on Benson, and we're going to see probably a repeat tonight. Opening round of the Metro Holiday Basketball Tournament, so important to get off to a win because you get then a week off until the quarterfinals next Tuesday at Baxter Arena.
Of course, the winner of this one will go up against either Millard South or Elkhorn South, but in that matchup, Benson just absolutely struggled from the field. 1 for 9 from three-point land. Antoine McNair, the leading scorer, struggled all night long, only 4 points on the night.
Yeah, Westside played great defense in that game. They really gave him a tough time. He had few shots in the game, few attempts in the game, and it really mattered for Benson. They just couldn't get on the scoreboard, and they struggled from the very start. Westside's defense, they pressed him in the backcourt, and it really caused a lot of problems for the Bunnies. They struggled from the opening tip and were never really in the game. Westside just dominated from the start to the finish, and then they got up by 35 points, and that was a running clock, and it was over pretty quick.
McNair, 29% from the field in that one. Then Westside headed out to Sioux City. This was an odd game on all ends. The 2A number 1 team in Iowa out of the Tyson Event Center. A 10-point win for the Warriors. We'll get more into that fourth quarter here in a second. One thing about that fourth quarter here in a second. But Westside able to take down a team that many thought they could blow out.
Yeah, Jaden, you made the trip up there to Sioux City, up to the Tyson Event Center on Saturday evening to watch that game. You probably know more about that game than I do. Why don't you tell the fans what happened?
Well, a big piece to talk about. Westside definitely struggled to start off that one. Tate Oddbody did not make the trip, being down with the fever, and that was big with a really size-advantaged team in Western Christian. 4 guys of 6'4" or higher in that one. Without Tate, it was a struggling start to the game. Very slow offensively, and Western Christian worked the zone the entire night. Either started off with 2-3, then worked a little bit of a 3-2, and that bit them in the butt a little bit, as this might have been one of the oddest things that I've seen in high school basketball, and it's going to be a big push towards why this group needs a 30-second shot clock. We'll see one this week. 1 minute and 43 seconds taken off the clock from 5:52 was the start of it. Chandler Meeks and CJ Mitchell passed it back and forth, and it seemed like Western Christian was so unwilling to not play zone, they wasted almost 2 minutes off the clock. To make it even crazier, it's a 10-point game. They're down by that margin. Again, a 2-3 score game. After the free throws, it was a 12-point game. And they bring in all their backups right after that. 4 minutes left in the game. You're down by 3 scores. That's it. And they bring up all the backups in the game, and it seems like Coach Kaiser was done playing these Warriors.
Yeah, I saw that part of the game, and I thought, oh boy, that's great play-by-play action there that you had to talk about the passing between 2 guards. But, the strategy didn't work. You only do that when you've got a lead. And I was surprised that a head coach would do that down by 10 points.
It's a big win for the Warriors. A long trip out there. They actually got to stay the night out in Sioux City. Some free hotel rooms. Was a great opportunity out at the Arena Invitational. So going into the week in the NEB Preps coaches poll, Westside still at the number 3 spot, as Bellevue West and Millard North are still undefeated. A lot of changes below them after Creighton Prep got blown out up against Gretna. Gretna drops out after some odd losses to Pius. Prep will end up jumping out to the 4 after a blowout win over Lincoln Southwest, and I think that was just about as much the team's ability to play for Prep as much as the fact that it was Christmas in the cage out in the birdcage.
Yeah, and you see in that top 10, 6 Metro teams are ranked in the top 10 heading into the Metro Holiday Basketball Tournament, and that's really going to be the measuring stick to see who is the team to beat. Is it Bellevue West? Is it Millard North? Or is it Westside? Or is it Prep? Those are really the top 4 seeds in the Metro tournament. And the way with that shot clock, 35 seconds next week at Baxter Arena, that's going to really tell who the best teams for that week are, because there's no 35-second clock during the season or in the state tournament.
So looking at the Metro Conference tournament, the number 1 seed, Bellevue West, will go up against the number 17 seed, Bellevue East. They were able to get an opening round win, an actual buy-in round win yesterday to go up against their arch rival in Bellevue West. That one going on currently. Omaha South and Gretna at the 8-9 spot. Omaha South is a very young team, but could be a team that can make some noise very quick this season, but again, a little bit unexperienced. We'll see the bottom half, Omaha Central going against Papio South. Papio South, the only team that gave Omaha Central their one loss this season, also ended their season last year in the district finals. We'll see another rematch, Creighton Prep going up against Millard West. Of course, they will not have Zach Grand-Jeanette. The Wildcats will not, after an injury at the final play of the game on his knee. The other side of the bracket, Westside, of course, the 3 seed. They'll be going up against here Benson tonight. Elkhorn South and Millard South. That will be an interesting matchup after Millard South blew out Sioux City North by 40 this past weekend. Elkhorn South, once again, a young team, a little bit inexperienced, but a group that can definitely make some noise. Omaha North at 7 going against Papio, and then at the end, Millard North going against Omaha Bryan. Bryan able to take down Omaha Burke yesterday to move on. So Omaha Bryan and Millard North, this could possibly be a game that we're looking at right now. Bryan, although 0-6 in the season, has had a couple games that have been very close.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I like that bracket that Westside's in. They could play down the road, Millard North, and they've already played them earlier in the season, and they got into foul trouble early in the game, and the Mustangs really dominated the rest of the game. But if Westside could just stay out of foul trouble, I think they've got a shot against the Mustangs should they face them down the road.
Throughout the night, we will make sure to give you guys some updates of some surrounding games. There are a couple earlier games today that we saw. And looking tonight at our keys to the game tonight, Westside, a big thing once again is going to be a quick offensive pace.
Oh, this game's going to be up and down the court, just like it was last Thursday night. Both of these teams are going to run, and you're going to see a lot of steals, you're going to see a lot of layups, and you're going to see probably the winning team scoring in the 80s in this game.
So some updates around Class A. We'll also see here for the Warriors, be able to find consistently from beyond the arc. Pacing Gillespie this past weekend, 1 from 9. The team really struggled being able to find those big shots. Again, might have been the arena, a little bit that gaping area comparatively to a little bit hurt their depth perception in the big games. That could have been a reason for that as well. But another thing to see here tonight, get an early lead and frustrate this Benson defense. Again, we saw this past game, Benson really gave up once they were down about 20 in the third quarter.
Yeah, they really struggled just trying to stay in the game, and they were just unable to keep pace with the Warriors. Westside just dominated with their fast-paced, up-tempo game, and it was not even close.
And on the Benson side, they have to stay disciplined. This is one of the biggest pieces for these Bunnies. Like we mentioned, 10% from 3. They were 1 for 10 on the night this past Thursday, and it really seemed like this group was putting up shots that nobody would even think about from a more disciplined standpoint. It really hurt them. Also need to find a lot more opportunities for Antoine McNair, a lot of open opportunities to work it around a lot quicker. Talking to Coach Lambert before this, they want to give the ball in their 2 playmakers' hands, Gonzalez as well as McNair, and if they can make plays, that can help this team make this one close and maybe make it a little bit more interesting in the second and third quarters.
Yeah, they've got to find McNair some open shots. They've got to maybe screen some players out, but he really had tight coverage on defense. He was unable to just get any shots off. He came in last week as the 3rd leading scorer in the state, and he just couldn't produce.
And a big thing as well, they have to be able to be good off the glass. Kevin Stubblefield coming off the bench this past week, 15 rebounds of his own. Tate Advadi had a big night off the glass, Reggie Thomas as well. And this group really needs to figure out a way to win off the glass, 1, get the most of their opportunities when they get them too, and they really want to have any kind of chance of having some more holiday basketball.
Yeah, this is the game that you want to win, because if you lose this, it's really going to be the consolation road next week. So you want to win this one. You want to win it decisively, and then get 6 days rest until you play again next Tuesday.
So looking at the starters here tonight for the Warriors, Westside will work back their main starting five. Excuse us, there's main starting five here tonight. Chandler Meeks, Payson Gillespie, Reggie Thomas, Tate Advati back in the ballgame after being out with a fever, still dealing with a little bit of those symptoms. As we'll also see Logan Wilson at the center position. Wilson has been a big piece of this team. Again, real big night in the opener, struggled a little bit in the last couple of games, but he's been big, especially in the paint when they really need him.
Yeah, Jason, it just isn't the starters who are the producing for the Warriors. It's the guys coming off the bench. Charlie Davis last week had 4 3-pointers and then 3 free throws and led the Warriors with 15 points. I mean, it's a lot of the guys off the bench, including Kevin Stubblefield. He had a big game last week. So, the starting lineup, it may be the guys who start the game, but the guys at the end are those guys coming off the bench who are really playing very well for this Westside team.
So looking around Class A currently, Millard West and Creighton Prep once again are going back and forth. 43.5 to play, 49-45. The Junior Jays still lead. Also see currently Gretna was able to take down the Omaha South Packers. Another close one, 59-57 in that one. We'll keep giving you guys updates around Class A tonight. A lot of big games here in the Omaha Metro Conference Tournament. 4 minutes left to go until we get back to the start of this one. Take a quick break here on WTV Live. We'll get a tips and starting lineups here at Westside High School. Just about a minute away from tip-off here at Westside High School. We'll start the first round of the Metro Conference Tournament. More updates around Class A. Papillion La Vista up currently at half over the Omaha North Vikings, 25-17. Creighton Prep looks like they're going to pull away over Millard West, 50-45, currently with 21 and a half left to go. We'll see the starting lineups here tonight for the Benson Bunnies as well as the Westside Warriors. Big Metro Conference tournament action, winner to play Elkhorn South or Millard South next Tuesday.
Correcting the officials, students, athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated in our grounds for removal from the facility. Thank you for your cooperation and good luck to both teams. Let's meet the starting lineups. First, the Bunnies from visiting Benson. 6'1" sophomore guard, number 3, Ronald Harlan. 6'1" sophomore guard, number 5, DJ Sterling. 6'1" senior guard, number 10, Anton McNair. 6'3", senior forward, number 11, Cortez Gonzalez. And a 6'1", sophomore forward, number 22, Avon Newsom. Coming to coach for head coach Chauncey Lambert, assisted by Bobby Washington, Joe DiCostanzo, Ed Hankins, Richard Shepard, Preston Penn, and James Westside. And now, let's pick up starting from the old Westside Warriors. 6'1", senior guard, number 5, Chandler Beats. At forward, 6'7" senior, number 10, Logan Wilson. At guard, 6' senior, number 11, Reggie Thomas. At forward, a 6'4" junior, number 13, my buddy, and a 6'3", senior guard, number 20, Ed Payson Gillespie. Warriors are coached by head coach Jim Simons, assisted by Coach Schwenka, Dylan Travis, Derek Porter, Matt Rubicek, Jimmy Scott, Bob Sullivan, and Rick Richard with one eye. The officials for tonight's game, Chip Drager, Willie Neiman, and TJ Butler.
Westside looking to move on to 7-1. Omaha Benson looking to redeem themselves from just under a week ago after a blowout loss here at Westside High School. The winter break has officially begun for the Warriors. They get some Metro basketball action to have some fun here tonight. Cortez Gonzalez and Logan Wilson will start it off with the tip. And Wilson able to win it. Chandler Meeks will start it off here for the Warriors. Meeks at a big 12 points up against Western Christian and was the all-tournament team member for the Warriors out of the Arena Invitational. Westside working quick once again. Beautiful cut. Meeks, little floater able to fall.
Just great passing by the Warriors there to get the ball in the lane and the basket.
Meeks defensively and offensively have been big, as we'll see a switch. Antoine McNair struggled in the first half up against the Warriors. Beautiful pass, long three, no arc on that shot. And back the other way the Warriors go. Tate Oddbody, Euro step block, and they'll call the foul. Coach Lambert did not like that one at all, but Tate Oddbody will go to the line and look to continue his perfect streak from the free throw line.
Tate Oddbody's off to a great start this season. Top scorer, top rebounder.
And Tate Oddbody hits another. Only 2 misses this past season. 95% from the charity strike. And I think I'm jinxing it, Ross. I jinxed it last year.
Every time you say that before a free throw, you got to question yourself.
I jinxed it last year in the district semifinals, and Tate missed his first and second.
Yeah.
And 2 straight possessions, actually. And there you go. There's no more 100% for Tate Oddbody this season.
But Westside really putting the pressure on there in the backcourt. and it really tires the other team out when they get that kind of pressure.
Antoine McNair trying to work on Chandler Meeks, slowing it down. Almost gives it away. He does. Meeks going to work back the other way. Fast break. Meeks off the glass. Too easy. Chandler Meeks just stealing score. And he'll adjust back up defensively. Working quick back the other way. DJ Sterling Jr. off the glass. And Logan Wilson with the rebound. Once again, a quick offensive start for the Warriors. Depth has been a big thing for Westside as well, not to mention their great starting five. Long three, Chandler Meeks no good. Wilson grabs it, back out to Payson Gillespie. Gillespie gives it out to Chandler Meeks. They want the foul, back out to Gillespie. Long three, no good. Havon Newsom there with the rebound. DJ Sterling Jr. will bring it back up. McNair, the leading scorer here for the Bunnies. Little floater, no good. He gets his own rebound. Second chance, no good. He gets his own rebound once again. It'll go out of bounds, and they'll call it off McNair to go Westside's way. McNair this season averaging 19.8 points per game. Does also have 4 rebounds, averaging a game, and 1 assist.
Good passing by the Warriors.
Beautiful pass, and one. No, they'll call it travel. Tate Advati entirely confused at that call, but it'll be the Westside's first turnover of the night. Sterling Jr. almost gave it away, and they'll call a foul. It's a little bit of sloppy play on both sides to start off this one.
You're going to see some fouls, though, when you play aggressive defense like that, like Westside does. Just don't want to have too many here at the start of the game. They've already got 2.
Gonzalez now working on Tate Advati. Gonzalez, the biggest player on the Benson Bunny team at 6'3". He'll work to have a big night up against Tate Advati, who's been superb defensively in the paint. Sterling Jr. get out to Gonzalez. Step back. They'll call the travel. And Gonzalez trying to get the step back 3. That'll be another turnover.
Warriors out to a 5-0 lead. Benson has yet to score. We're almost 3 minutes into the game.
We'll see how the Bunnies can adjust defensively. Westside, like we mentioned, been such a quick team. And this is a sprint either way. Beautiful pass, beautiful finish. Tate Advati and Chandler Meeks. Those intangibles right there. What a beautiful pass. I think that is something that when you see so many top scorers or top college recruits, those intangibles can be big. Gonzalez trying to work on Tate Advati. Another travel. And Gonzalez already frustrated.
Benson calls a timeout. They've seen enough. 7-0.
Westside, a beautiful start just like this past Thursday. 7-0 in favor of the Warriors. 4:46 left to go here in the first. We'll take a break. Westside off to another strong start up against the Bunnies. 7-0 with 4:40 left to go here in the first. Tate Advati and Chandler Meeks, the 2 guys with points tonight. Reggie Thomas, left wing, long 3, no good. Logan Wilson able to get the rebound. Bodies back up, off the glass and in. Logan Wilson with his first 3 points of the night.
Boy, Wilson just towers over those Benson players, getting a rebound and put back in.
Ball will go out of bounds. Thomas was trying to get the steal. We'll see Gonzalez with 2 fouls now come out of the ball game. Newsom will come back in. Newsom here this season is a big piece of the team as well, averaging 8 points per game. The Westside's backcourt defense working quick. Sterling Jr. gives it away. Tate Advati, wide open opportunity. Pacing Gillespie lays it down. Westside starting off with an 11-0 run to start off this game as we're halfway into the first quarter. It looks like Simons is already looking to change things up and bring some different guys in. Newsom gives it off. That one blocked. Chandler Meeks denies that one back the other way. Logan Wilson gives it off Tate Advati. That one's good. The Bunnies don't know where they're going, and the Warriors are taking advantage.
What a start. 14-0. 4.5 minutes into this game. Westside has just dominated like they did a week ago.
Antoine McNair, offensive mismatch, unable to find that shot. It'll go to the Warriors, and Simons is willing to put in some of his depth pieces. Kevin Stubblefield, as well as sophomore Caleb Benning, Charlie Davis, and C.J. Mitchell all into the game now. And man, a 14-0 start. I think Simons is feeling a little comfortable.
Yeah, Tate Advati with the big start. 7 points for the Warriors. He's got half the Westside's points right now.
Benson will now work a 3-2 zone as Reggie Thomas will work it back around. Caleb Benning doesn't want the long three, he'll give it off. Kevin Stubblefield, wide open lane, too easy off the glass. It's now a 16-0 lead. And we're almost 5.5 at the start of this one. They'll call a foul. Ooh. Simons, I think, wanted to travel. Newsom about 3.5 step that one.
You know, I know what the Benson coach is thinking. He just wants his team to get on the scoreboard, and you do that by just pounding it inside. Hopefully you'll get a foul and get to the free throw line.
Brandon Patterson just barely escapes the 5-second call. Long three, Ronald Hartland, no good off the front iron. And Stubblefield, long pass, wide open. C.J. Mitchell, he'll have to adjust. Reggie Thomas kicks it back out. Charlie Davis keeps it back in, but it'll go out of bounds off of Patterson.
And keep your eye on Charlie Davis. Last week, he had a trio of three-pointers in the first half to spark the Warriors in a game much like this where it got out of control early in the game, but he was a big difference the way he played. 12 of his 15 points were in the first half.
Was 5 for 6 on the night from the three-point land. Also had a forced three that he went to the foul, had 3 points at the charity strike, so 15 points on the night. A big opportunity. C.J. Mitchell, wide open three, no good. It looks like Coach Lambert is just trying to find anything both offensively and defensively as Reggie Thomas somehow gets a steal, work it back the other way, work around the block. And it's now 18-0 in favor of the Warriors, and Coach Lambert has had enough once again. 18-0 to start off this one. We'll keep it here. Wow.
Jaden, I don't know if I've seen a start by a basketball team like this. 18-0 here to start this game against Benson. Woo! I'll tell you what, the Warriors are ready for this Metro Holiday Basketball Tournament. What a statement to come out and score the first 18 points of the game. And there's still a couple minutes left.
And Omaha Benson, I mean, they worked the man to start off with, then we just saw a 3-2 zone, There's been no answers. I mean, you saw Kevin Stubblefield wide open in the paint. You saw Tate Advati probably 3 times to where he didn't even get the ball to score was wide open. I mean, this Benson team, like we mentioned, they needed to be disciplined, and they have not been whatsoever.
No, they haven't been able to draw a foul inside, try to pound it inside, and that's what they've tried to do. But you got to credit Westside's defense. They're pressuring them in the backcourt and really aggressive play. They forced a lot of turnovers, and there went a shoe.
So there goes Caleb Benning's right shoe. Gonzalez will drive in on Reggie Thomas. Kick it back out, McNair. That'll be a 2. That one able to go in. And the 18-0 run, they'll call that a 3. McNair off the other end. Reggie Thomas unable to get that one to fall. They'll give that 3 to McNair. That one very much so looked like it was a 2 off the line. Another long shot from McNair, no good. And Stubblefield able to get the rebound. And they'll call a foul on Gonzalez. And Caleb Benning finally able to get his shoe back.
You know, he didn't do that on the football field last fall playing safety and running back on special teams. He kept his shoes on, but this time on the basketball court, he's got them back on.
So Benning will give it off to C.J. Mitchell to bring it up court. C.J. Mitchell, wide open lane. There's nothing you can do there. The speed right through the right lane, layup off the right block. McNair now the other end trying to answer. That one's blocked, denied from Kevin Stubblefield. Advati kicked it back out. Charlie Davis, wide open 3. Kevin Stubblefield, that one's good. Block on one end and a 3 on the other. Warriors are just pounding it on here in the first. They'll call the and one. And DJ Sterling Jr. will look to finish the three-point play with 49 seconds left to go here in the first. He'll miss the shot. Benning gives it off to Advati. Long 3 from Advati. Tate Advati leading scorer tonight for the Warriors. Hits another tray. Newsom at the top of the key. He'll give it off to Sterling Jr. Gonzalez working on Kevin Stubblefield. There'll be a foul on Caleb Benning.
Yeah, Tate Advati already has 10 points here in this first quarter, and we still have 23 seconds left to play. He's really been on target tonight.
So they'll bring out Advati. They'll bring back in Meeks. Benson looking for maybe one final possession with 19 seconds left to go. McNair trying to work on Stubblefield. Little floater, what was that? Back the other way, C.J. Mitchell. Fast break, unable to finish. Well, 9.5 to go. C.J. Mitchell will go to the line.
Jaden, this has been what we expected from the start. Westside dominating defense, forcing turnovers, and it's like a track meet down court, lots of layups, just what we envisioned.
I mean, this is the style of game I think I personally definitely saw, but not the way this has been as big of a margin. A 21-point lead at the end of the first quarter.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Westside is just dominated on all facets.
Yeah, to open up a 18-0 lead. 18-0, and Benson failed to score in the first 6 minutes of the game.
And you're already going into the deep heart of your bench.
Absolutely.
Malik Crawford into the game. Crawford had a couple big points up against Western Christian this past Saturday. He's had a lot of minutes with a lot of big wins for the Warriors this season. It's a long 3 from McNair. Is good to end off the first quarter. Antoine McNair, big 3, has 5 of Benson's 8 points out of the first quarter. The Warriors are rolling early. Take a quick break, 27-8 at the end of 8. We'll start off the second quarter here Westside with the commanding 27-8 lead. It was a 16-0 run to start off the game for the Warriors. And Benson trying to answer back here in the second. It was a 41-point win this past Thursday as they call a foul on Tate Adbadi as Gonzalez was trying to drive in.
Yeah, Coach Simons came out with his starting lineup. They only played 6 minutes in the first quarter, and now they're back out on the court.
Want to check that on the fouls. Payson Gillespie. Newsom almost taken away. Newsom will be able to grab it. McNair working baseline. That one's denied. 3 big blocks for the Warriors tonight. That one from Logan Wilson. Chandler Meeks wide open the other way. Tate Adbadi puts it out the glass. And you might have saw a foul. Looks like they might call a foul on the floor.
Before the shot?
I'm assuming.
Well, they gave the basket to Adbadi.
So I'm guessing the foul was after the point coming down. I'm not sure who was on. Maybe not. There's no foul call, actually. I'm a little confused what that was, but Gonzalez able to answer the other way. There's no change of possession, no foul call there. Looks like they might have called a warning on Benson. Payson Gillespie will drive in. He'll be fouled. McNair with the second foul of the night.
Well, Tate Adbadi up with 12 points so far in this game. He's hit a trio of three-pointers, just been all over the court defensively and from behind the line. Just a great all-around player by him tonight.
And Tate Adbadi right there. So call an off-ball foul on Logan Wilson.
Yeah, they said he hooked him, and you can't do that down low.
We'll see more backcourt press here for the Warriors. Long pass goes out to Sterling Jr. Jr. now with an opportunity, little jumper. That one rings out. Call foul as Payson Gillespie was coming down on the rebound. They'll go on Ronald Harlan. But talk about Tate Adbadi. I mean, especially coming off tonight, definitely not 100% here tonight after coming down with the fever this past weekend. Only had 5 points up against Benson this past Thursday, and 4 of them were from the charity stripe. Chandler, will give it out to Reggie Thomas, and he'll go to the line to look to finish a three-point play.
Just a great drive to the basket, just explodes to the hoop and draws the foul and makes the basket. Just a great play by Reggie Thomas.
Thomas has had a couple big nights. We'll see some switches here for Benson. Ronald Harlan will come out of the game for Michael Seals Riley Jr. And Thomas finishes the three-point play. Westside still working aggressively on defense as Thomas is all over Patterson right now. McNair going to work on Adbadi. A little bit of a mismatch in the paint for Gonzalez. Almost a step back jumper. He'll give it out to Newsom. See another switch. Gonzalez staying on Reggie Thomas. Adbadi works in the paint, tried to draw the charge, but Gonzalez able to give it off the glass and put it through. Meeks driving in right lane, doesn't want it. Little step back jumper, can't get it to fall.
Westside trying to expand that lead. Biggest lead was 22 points. Up 32-12 here. Still 6 minutes to go, and the starters are still out there on the court.
Gonzalez trying to work around Tate Adbadi. That one will fall. They'll call the foul on the shot, and Gonzalez will go to the line looking for 5 points in back-to-back possessions.
Benson's starting to show some life here in this second quarter. And you got to expect that when you were down as many as they were.
So Benson now in the bonus. Warriors one forced foul from putting themselves in the bonus. As the Bunnies making this a little bit more reasonable here in the second quarter. Still down 17. They'll switch it back up, work in the 3-2 zone. Logan Wilson will get called with the travel. The Westside looking a little sloppy here in the second.
Yeah, I thought they might call a foul there. It looked like somebody had got his arm, but he had a little trouble getting a handle on the ball.
McNair gives it away. Wide open opportunity. Chandler Meeks lays it down. 2 huge dunks tonight and 3 different blocks. And Westside has just been having some fun, putting on a show tonight. Thomas driving in, little floater off the glass, too much on body with the rebound. Second chance is good to go. Just over 5 minutes left to go here in the first half. McNair, another bad shot. And Westside will work back the other way. Beautiful move, Chandler Meeks gives it off to Oddbody, but it'll go out of bounds. Oddbody not happy with that call. Thought it was off of Brandon Patterson. It's a close call. Looked like both Patterson and Oddbody went for it. Oddbody tried to move his hands away, but it looked like the baseline ref thought that Oddbody got the final touch.
Westside just keeping that pressure on against this Benson team in the backcourt.
Sterling Jr. will work on Caleb Benning, who just came into the game. Riley Jr. trying to work on C.J. Mitchell. Can't get that one to fall. Takes it back out. Chuck John trying to body up on Kevin Stubblefield. He can't finish. Tate Oddbody kick it out. Corner 3 pacing Gillespie. That one's too long. See Ronald Harlan able to get the rebound. Brandon Patterson moves his feet. They'll call the travel. And both of Patterson's ankles a little bit too much, trying to stop his momentum.
Westside still out to a 21-point lead. Their biggest lead of the game has been 22 points. Still dominating this game against the Bunnies.
Bunnies will stay in the 3-2 zone as Mitchell and Benning will just move it back and forth. Pacing Gillespie, catch and shoot. That one goes through. Gillespie stares down Gonzalez a little bit after that 3. And Westside, now their biggest lead of the night. Oddbody trying to body up on Sterling Jr. Big mismatch. Gives it out to Gonzalez. Smart pass. And high out the glass. Good from Gonzalez.
Yeah, this pace has not slowed here. It is up and down, fast-paced.
Long pass. Oddbody was open. Kevin Stubblefield now. He'll kick it back out. Right wing. C.J. Mitchell no good. Chuck John trying to go for it. Mitchell grabs his own rebound but gives it away. More chaos. Oddbody. They'll call the foul. Benson fans wanted to travel. Looks like they'll call the foul on Gonzalez. Like you mentioned, Ross, the pace in no way is slow.
No, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you, these two teams, the winner's going to be in the 80s, possibly the 90s tonight if this continues.
So Oddbody will go to the line, 1 for 2 tonight from the charity strike. Looking to add to Westside's biggest lead of the night, and he hits the first, the 1-and-1. Oddbody 2 for 4 tonight from the line. And just over 3 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Westside once again just staying consistent and aggressive. Gonzalez step back, that one almost blocked, he gives it away. Sterling Jr. trying to adjust. Gonzalez trying to post up and unable to finish, bodied up on Caleb Benning. The Westside working back the other way. Gillespie, wide open lane, and no foul call. Gillespie wanted it. Gonzalez back the other way, and will get the foul call as he falls very hard to the floor, and he'll go to the line.
I'll tell you what, that was like a track meet, going down to one end of the court and back to the other, and nobody scored.
Gonzalez this season from the charity strike, 25 for 36 on the years, 69% total.
Everybody's just getting a little bit of a rest right now. Huffing and really breathing hard out there on the court because they've been running all night.
A big update to mention right now. Number 2, Millard North, is only leading Omaha Bryan, who is 0-6 on the season, 43-41 right now with 6:01 left to go in the fourth. That could be a huge upset.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's in Westside's bracket too, so that would be a huge upset.
Gonzalez rings that around, and Benson back within 21.
You never know, Jaden. Basketball is a great game because anything can happen.
C.J. Mitchell kicking back out Charlie Davis. Davis was slow up against Western Christian, but a big game just under a week ago up against this same Benson team. Reggie Thomas works baseline, kicking back out. Charlie Davis, corner 3, no good. And Chuck John able to get the rebound. Beautiful move. Sterling Jr. gives it off Gonzalez. They'll call the travel, as Gonzalez once again tried to get that double step to into the shot, but neither of the refs have been allowing that one to go tonight. You'll see Gonzalez kind of mope out of the ball game as Newsom comes in.
Yeah, all subs out on the court right now except for Reggie Thomas.
Thomas in the corner. Westside with under 2 minutes left to go. We'll look to kind of roll through this one head to half. And a beautiful open pass. Once again, the 2-3 zone allows one open man, and that one was Kevin Stubblefield off the glass. McNair gives it away to C.J. Mitchell there with the steal. Back the other way, C.J. Mitchell, coast to coast, can't get that one to fall. Kevin Stubblefield with the little floater. Another chance. Reggie Thomas somehow at 5'9", able to get a hand on that one and have it go through. McNair now the other way, trying to force another shot and able to get that one to fall. A minute left to go here in this first half. Stubblefield out to Mitchell. Mitchell driving in, kicking back out. Benny doesn't want the 3. Almost throws it away, he does.
He was looking for Charlie Davis over there. Davis kind of went in towards the basket, and Benny thought he was staying there, and the ball went out.
4:19 left to go at Millard North. Is staying. Going up against Omaha Bryan, 47-47 right now. A big upset alert. We're going to continue to give you live action here tonight. 30 seconds left to go here in the first half. Long 3, Gonzalez, that one short. Billy Crawford into the game now. He'll get out to C.J. Mitchell. Reggie Thomas still the only Westside starter still in the ball game. Thomas had 15 points last time he went up against Benson. And it looks like Westside will set up for the final shot. No, they won't. Malik Crawford, beautiful pass. I mean, how is a Benson Money team, can you not adjust to Kevin Stubblefield 2 wide open opportunities? And that will end the shot. That will end the first half.
And that's their biggest lead of the game. 25 points for Westside to go into the locker room. What a half. Just very impressive, and the Benson players dejected as they walk off the court. But I'll tell you what, Westside, very impressive first half. Probably, Jaden, might be the best first half they've played all season.
A big lead for the Warriors, up currently by 25. We'll take a quick break here on WTV Live. Once we come back, we'll get to the Dunkin Trivia Question of the game and talk more updates around Class A.
moment with a lot of emotions when you hand the keys over to a new driver. We want you to buckle up, slow down, and please no texting while driving. Our family cares about your family, and your safety is our #1 priority. At Dingman's, we'd rather be the best than apologize for anything less. Visit us at one of our 4 convenient locations or dingmans.com. It's a big moment with a lot of emotions when you hand the keys over to a new driver. We want you to buckle up, slow down, and please no texting while driving. Our family cares about your family, and your safety is our #1 priority. At Dingman's, we'd rather be the best than apologize for anything less. Visit us at one of our 4 convenient locations or dingmans.com. It's a big moment with a lot of emotions when you hand the keys over to a new driver. We want you to buckle up, slow down, and please no texting while driving.
Back here with just over a minute till we head to the second half. Before we talk about more Millard North, we'll talk about a Dunkin Trivia Question here tonight. For this one, what Class A, oh, excuse me, wrong one. That was the girls' one. What is the last time that a Westside basketball team won the Metro Holiday Basketball Tournament? The Warriors are one of the most proficient team for the boys in this tournament.
I will say, you want me to wait on this?
We'll wait on this one.
Okay, because I think I know.
Again, hashtag Dunkin Trivia on Twitter, or a comment to the Utmost Westside Wired tweet. First correct answer will get you a $10 gift card to any Omaha, Metro, or Council Bluffs area Dunkin Donuts. So starting off here in the third, Westside with a big 25-point lead. They started off the night with 18 unanswered points.
Yeah.
And it was all Warriors in the first quarter. Benson kind of adjusted a little bit in the second, but Westside still rolling.
Yeah, Benson did not score in the first 6 minutes of the game, and that proved to be their downfall in this matchup. So
although I really wish, and shout out in a couple of weeks, we might be able to figure a way to do a way for us to have a live look in, but Millard North currently only a 1-point lead, 51-50. With 28 seconds left to go out there at the Stang, as Payson Gillespie pulls up for three. That one's no good. McNair able to get the rebound. And Sterling Jr., a wide open lane, but can't finish. I think that's really summed up Benson's night here. Long three, Tate Advadi. That one short, rings out. That one somehow gets back into the hands of Reggie Thomas. Kick it back out, corner three. Chandler Meeks, no good. Off the glass. Beautiful rebound. Back-to-back rebounds from Tate Advadi, but Newsom able to steal it away.
Boy, Tate really works those boards. Just does a great job.
McNair gives it away to Logan Wilson. Back the other way. Chandler Meeks loses it. Gives out Payson Gillespie. Meeks once again. Long three, make it a possible 4 for Chandler Meeks.
Just a beautiful shot by Meeks from the outside, and he hits the court, fouled on the play. And he'll try to make this a 29-point lead.
Be the biggest lead of the night. We've been checking Bryan and Millard North all night long. 11 seconds left to go. Bryan is going to look for the final shot. Looks like they'll call this one a technical foul, if I'm correct, as Meeks will get his own wide open opportunity at the line. So Meeks able to finish the 4-point play. They'll actually call the technical foul off the ball. And Payson Gillespie will get a couple shots for himself as he misses the first. And Gillespie misses both. They'll stay Westside basketball after the technical foul. And McNair will come out of the ball game. Coach Lambert not quite happy with him. Long three from the corner. Tate Advadi no good. Sterling Jr. able to get the rebound.
Yeah, not a good play by Payson there. Given the foul, still a 29-point lead, 50-21. We're in the opening minutes of the second half.
Gonzalez once again travels. It's his 4th travel call of the night. Another update at Millard North and Omaha Bryan. The Bears throw an inbound pass away. Mosser change for Millard North. With 6.1 left to go, they'll go to the line, up by 1. Logan Wilson somehow not fouled. Ball still rummaging around the court. Westside able to grab it. Reggie Thomas drives in, kicks it back out, Payson Gillespie from the corner. That one no good. Gonzalez gives it away. Chandler Meeks with a big steal. Beautiful pass, Payson Gillespie. They'll call it off of Gillespie as he was falling out of bounds. Big block there from Newsom.
Warriors just trying to get something going down here. Been stuck on 50 for a few minutes.
29 points, still the biggest lead for the Warriors tonight. Sterling Jr. almost gave it away to Payson Gillespie. Harlan trying to work around the perimeter, and Tate Adbadi called for another foul. And Adbadi did not like it.
Adbadi his 3rd, 17th foul on the way.
Meeks once again able to make a big play defensively. Payson Gillespie able to grab it and put it off the glass for the easy 2. Benson's going to work it back the other way. Newsom. Tate Adbadi now back the other way and gives it away. This has been a chaotic last 3 possessions. 3 different turnovers. Gonzalez goes up, can't get it. He'll be working around on the ground. Somehow Ronald Harlan gets to it, give it off. Sterling Jr. can't get it to go, and he'll be fouled. It's a final at Millard North. The Mustangs able to move on. They just barely escaped the Omaha Bryan Bears. It's a final of 52-50. It was a chaotic last 10 seconds. Bryan was trying to foul, and the refs let it go for 5 seconds before they called it. And it about essentially wrapped it up in favor of the Mustangs. Seals Riley Jr. going to give it off to Harlan. Gonzalez now give it out back to Harlan once again. Harlan about got Meeks to jump, got Stubblefield there to jump. Gonzalez now. Gonzalez, they'll call a foul on Chandler Meeks. Meeks, one of a couple of Warriors here tonight that have been a little bit odd looking to their fouls. Both sides, we've seen some odd foul calls, some odd no calls for both these teams.
Westside out to their biggest lead of the game now, 31 points.
Seems like this lead has just continually grown for the Warriors. With 4:21 now here in the 3rd. Pick it back out, Caleb Benning, long 3, rings out, goes off the glass and in. Beautiful spin off of that one. And Benning was actually his first points of the night. Gonzalez trying to work baseline. Works back out around the perimeter. That one tipped from Caleb Benning, but it goes in. Harlan able to get a quick 2 points off the glass.
Warriors just content to let Benson play their zone.
Caleb Benning trying to post up on Harlan. He can't get that one. And the Bunnies will bring it back the other way. Sterling Jr. able to finish at the other end.
Nice bucket for Benson, taking it right to the hoop.
Exactly what the Bunnies need in a big opportunity. They need some big points to work back in this one. Long three, no good. And Gonzalez gets to it. Charlie Davis trying to fall on it. Gonzalez able to get it back. Chuck John now on the other end. Harlan trying to get rid of it. He calls a timeout. Benning was playing consistent defense up against Harlan. Westside up by 30. They'll take a minute and so will we. Warriors trying to add on to their lead at the end of the third quarter. Westside up by 30 here with 2:48 left to go in the third. Sterling Jr. will inbound it for the Bunnies. Gonzalez trying to work in, and another travel call. It's his fifth.
The Tate Advati made that play possible because he just tied the Benson player up, and it wasn't even close.
CJ Mitchell will inbound it. And it'll go back court. Mitchell fakes the handoff and works around, able to get it to fall, working around Harlan. Crawford will come into the ball game for Tate Advati. Still 10 minutes left to go in this one, and if you're just joining us, Westside making it just like they did it this past Thursday, blowout margin here of 31 now. It started off with a big first quarter, 18 unanswered points to start off the night. And it's official. Westside, they can keep the lead here and move on. They'll be going up against Elkhorn South. The Patriots going up against the Elkhorn South Storm made it interesting. It was a OT winner for the Storm, 48-46. And it looks like if Westside can win here, Tate Advati will be able to go up against his former team. Riley gives it away, back to the other end. Stubblefield back to Caleb Benning. Tic-tac-toe, and a quick 2 points.
Biggest lead of the game now. It's at that 35-point mark. We'll keep the clock running.
The Bunnies were able to at least close the margin relatively in the second quarter. Here in the third, it's been all Warriors. As that one off the glass is no good from Seals Riley, but he'll go to the line shooting 2. Malik Crawford with his first foul.
I'll tell you what, these reserves are seeing a lot of action here the last 2 weeks. A lot of minutes, a lot of baskets. Charlie Bloom's the only player who hasn't seen the court tonight. Still sitting on the bench with his warm-ups. We will see him, though, in this fourth quarter.
And maybe a little bit more life here at the gym as well for Charlie Bloom, a fan favorite.
Yeah, they've already called for him. The Westside Red Shield called for him with a couple minutes left in the third quarter, but Coach Simons is letting some of his starters still see some action out there.
Riley able to go 1 of 2 from the line. 35 seconds left to go and counting here in the third quarter. Malik Crawford open 3 in the foul on Charlie Davis. But I think with this ability for so many depth pieces to get into this game, although big wins can be an advantage for this team, it's even more of an advantage to have guys like this get experience in big moments, be able to have time to when they need to, if guys get hurt later on, guys are not having bigger nights, Simons can rely on his bench, 1, to put up more production, but also 2, to be able to give a lot of his starters a little more rest.
Absolutely, but it also helps with just your makeup of the team, the chemistry. You know, guys like to see action on the court. It keeps everybody happy.
Sterling Jr. blocked end off the third quarter. And Westside once again, 2 out of 3 nights up against the Bunnies here in this past week. They lead by 33. And we'll take a break here. Once we come back, the answer to our Dunkin Trivia Question tonight, and 8 more minutes of this one. Fun holiday night for Westside's Red Shield. Fourth quarter action, Westside blowing this one open. Jersey night for Red Shield for the final game of the first semester. As Westside headed on to winter break after tonight. Christmas matchups, some NBA matchups to watch, some NFL matchups as well on Bowl Mania.
You've got the whole week planned, Jaden.
There is never enough sports out there, Ross. No, from the bottom of my heart, there is never enough sports out there.
And there is no homework for the next 2 weeks.
That is something that is very big positive. Tate Adabadi hits the first.
Yeah, the Warriors, Westside student body doesn't come back until the Wednesday after New Year's Day. So, got a couple weeks of break. Harlan
trying to work around Odd Body. And They'll call a foul on the shot. So Harlan will go to the line. McNair once again somewhat slow here in the second half. The Bunnies overall offensively have significantly struggled. I think I want to say even more so tonight than this past week, last Thursday, but they don't ramp up the intensity here quickly. This one could get even more ugly. Long three from the corner, Logan Wilson. It looks like Harlan lost his shoe. And guess who's coming in, folks? The fan favorite, Charlie Bloom.
And he's not the only one. They're bringing in some more.
McNair, little floater off the glass on a layup. He's got a quick 2 points. Back the other way, too easy, pacing Gillespie with the reverse layup. Westside will go up against Elkhorn South next Tuesday, the 28th, at 7 p.m. at Baxter Arena. As of right now, as we see Thomas fouled as he was going up to the net. Gretna will go up against Bellevue West. If everything is still final at Bellevue West, 3:30 p.m. to start out the boys. And the winner of Omaha Central and Papio South will go up against the winner of Creighton Prep in the 5:15 matchup. Then Westside Elkhorn South in 7. And Bill and La Vista going up against Millard North for the 8:45 and final matchup of the night. As Charlie Bloom, as well as Caleb Benning coming to the game for Tate Advadi, as well as Chandler Meeks.
Unofficially, I've got Tate Advadi with 15 points for the night.
Newsom trying to drive in. Gets the poke at it, but it'll go out of bounds to the Warriors.
Warriors just kind of cleaning up this fourth quarter. Seeing a lot of the underclassmen see some action here.
Thomas, three at the top of the key is no good.
Now the question is, when is Charlie Bloom going to get the ball to shoot?
His first matchup at Columbus, he had a couple long threes. Didn't quite go in, but some NBA level threes.
Hey, when you don't have that many opportunities to shoot the ball, you got to take it when you can get it.
Shooting two, McNair.
So I think, Ross, with this team, and we talk so much about the depth, we talk a lot about the main guys in Tate Advadi, Reggie Thomas, and Chandler Meeks, but at not quite the halfway point in this season, what is there to add, what is there to switch up for this team to kind of push forward and truthfully be a top contender in Class A?
Just play smart basketball. They're playing extremely well athletically. I think when you look back at the Millard North game, they got in foul trouble. Those were the things that, with Logan out of the game, that really cost them. And, there's not too much to tweak right now. Just stay healthy.
Although the one blemish on Westside's current schedule is that big blowout loss to Millard North. Talking to Coach Simons and his team, they really felt that game was a lot due to how poorly they played in practice the day before, especially with a lot of Thursday, Saturday splits. The Warriors had struggled for those first 2 weeks of being able to have a strong Friday practice and being able to get them ready for that Saturday game. And they contribute a lot of that Saturday loss to that. And I think that's something to switch up, and especially with how poorly Millard North played tonight up against the worst seed in the Metro Conference in Omaha Bryan. Maybe a step forward here for the Warriors and possibly a step back for Millard North.
Yeah, I want to tell our viewers, you're watching this on, WTV, Warrior TV. There's also a feature that our journalism students have done at Westside called Return to Glory, and it's kind of an inside look at the Westside basketball team from the opening day of practice to right now. And the first episode has just went up on our website. And Jaden, you've had a lot to do with that, and it kind of gives the team kind of a look that a lot of people don't see.
Yeah, I thought definitely had a couple guys within WTV willing to put something together. It's been a great opportunity for them to learn a little bit about sports live filmmaking. A lot of times they call it the Westside version of The Last Dance. I more like to think about it kind of the Warriors push back to big prominence and try to be a top team in Class A with so much talent, so much depth in this group. This, for many, could be a make or break year for Westside basketball if they really want to return to state championship, especially after not having won it since their one and only time back in 1980.
Yeah, I remember that team, and Westside alums remember that team, led by Dean Thompson.
Dean the Dream.
Yeah, he went on to UNO, just one of the great basketball players ever to come out of the city of Omaha. I know when they had the Metro Holiday Tournament and they honored the all-time team, they had 10 players on it, and Dean Thompson was on the first team. He is still the all-time leading scorer at Omaha University, and he was just a very popular player here at Westside and at UNO. There was talk that he might transfer to Creighton or Nebraska. They both wanted him after his freshman year at UNO, but he decided they were the ones that offered him a scholarship first, and that's where he went.
Malik Crawford will drive into the right lane, and it's a 35-point lead for the Warriors with under 4 minutes left to go here in the fourth. Another update around Class A. Man, Papio South, I don't know what it is going up against Omaha Central, but they love playing them close. A 54-53 win with just over 5 seconds left to go, able to get a layup for Omaha Central. And the Eagles, although comparatively looked at the seeding, heavily favored, just barely squeaked by Papio South. And again, I don't know what it is for these Titans, but they just keep making it close up against the Omaha Central Eagles.
Well, I think it's the way the tournament is set up. I mean, this is, you got to be ready from the opening round of this tournament. Westside was tonight, but Millard North was not. Neither was Omaha Central. And I think, these teams, it's like one and done in the tournament. So you got to go give it your best shot. It kind of reminds me of the NCAA tournament. You got to, you see so many upsets in the early rounds, and because teams play so hard because they know they want to play down at Baxter Arena during the holiday tournament next week, and they give it all they're got. And a lot of these teams just kind of pass over these teams and expect to win by just showing up, and it just doesn't happen that way. But boy, the scores tonight that you've reported with Omaha Bryan almost upsetting second-ranked Millard North, and then Central undefeated, almost getting knocked off. I mean, this is the Metro basketball. This is the way it is in this city.
As of right now, the only game still going on here at Westside, the 77-42 game. Bellevue West going up on Bellevue East currently.
I'm curious about your Dunkin Trivia Question, because I don't quite know the answer to that, but I've got a good guess.
Charlie Davis able to get the jump shot. Bellevue West currently after 3 quarters at 29-4 in favor of Bellevue West in the third quarter, It's a 67-26 game. The Thunderbirds, #1 team in Class A and the Metro for a reason. And they're blowing out their arch rival in Bellevue East. That'll likely be the final game of the night in the Metro Conference, depending upon how this one will wrap up. Fourth quarter now, 79-42 in favor of Westside.
Yep, Westside has just dominated this game from the very start. If you just joined us, they jumped out to an 18-0 lead. Benson did not score until 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
CJ Mitchell going to work baseline. Another jumper, no good. Kevin Stubblefield with another big rebound. He's able to finish. Stubblefield had 15 rebounds in the first matchup this past Thursday up against the Bunnies. I have to check, but he's got similar numbers here tonight. He's been big all around the court.
Very similar to a week ago. The Warriors won 82-41. And Westside has now surpassed that with 83 points.
Stubblefield able to work back the other way with a big 2. So with these final 2 games to stay the way they are, which they likely will, Bellevue West will be going up against Gretna at 3:30. The long 3 from Riley Jr. Omaha Central will be going up against Creighton Prep. #3 Westside will be going up against Elkhorn South. And the nightcap, Papillion La Vista, will be going against Millard North. Driving in, no good. Riley will try to throw it back out, but it'll stay to the Bryan Bears as Stubblefield was last to touch it.
Yeah, this was a good showing by the Warriors tonight from start to finish. And they're really playing well heading into the second round, the quarterfinals next week of the Metro Holiday Tournament.
Westside will move on to 7-1 in this one. Warriors another blowout win here at home. A beautiful pass from Charlie Bloom. Unable to finish was Kevin Stubblefield. The call of the charge. Charlie Bloom able to set his feet. And Westside's crowd, even though this one's been about over since the third quarter, still able to have a little bit of life for that big play.
And Benson still get a press here. Oh, they're going to call it a foul.
The baseline ref pointed in the direction towards the way Westside is directed, so we thought there was going to be a charge on that call. They'll actually call the foul on Charlie Bloom.
And the basket was good, and it's a three-point play.
And Newsom able to finish on that one. So looking for the Warriors with 35 seconds left to go. They're going to be big how this team can work through the Metro Conference Tournament as Charlie Bloom finishes off the big night with a long three from the left wing. And what a way to end this one. Not a better way. Charlie Bloom pulls out the strap from the left wing.
Good for him. Good for him. I know you interviewed him after one of the games earlier this season, but you know, he's standing over there by the red shield, and they love it.
A fan favorite. If that's not a mural for you, I don't know what is.
You gotta love it. That's just great for the school when you got a guy out there fighting as hard as he does.
Arlen misses the first. It stays as is. Westside will have its highest scoring night of this season.
And I think they'll just dribble it out right here to run out the clock.
So Charlie Bloom will have his hands on it for another night to end off this one. Westside will move on to 7-1 and take on Elkhorn South next Tuesday as Bloom hits one at the buzzer. Westside with a big win, wins this one by 35. No stream of the Metro Conference action. Head out to Baxter Arena this next Tuesday, the 28th. Westside with 2 big blowout wins in just 6 days' time over the Benson Bunnies. And they continue to roll. 6 straight wins for the Warriors. And a bigger test this next week up against number 6 seeded Elkhorn South. We'll take a break here on WTV Live. Westside with a big win. Once we come back, the Dunkin Trivia Question and talk with our player of the game. Back here on the WTV Live post-game show, Westside a big win, 86-51. 4 leading scorers, Advadi with 15, Stubblefield with 15, Gillespie with 12, and Chandler Meeks with 9. I'm standing now with CJ Mitchell. CJ here tonight, another big win up against Omaha Benson. You blew them out the first time, you blew them out here again tonight. But talk about the start of that one, 18 straight points. Talk about the momentum to start off this game.
Practicing before the games, we were making sure we were mentally locked in and mentally prepared because, we played them last week and we beat them by a lot, and we just didn't want to let loose just because we beat them by 40 last time. It's a whole brand new game, 0-0. We had to come out strong, get started well in this tournament.
So you get a long break, and you go up against next Tuesday, a week from today. You're going to go up against Elkhorn South. Anything to add on to in that one? Anything to switch up going against a team that has been very consistent but still young?
If we play our ball, I think we could play with anybody in the state, So if we play our ball, I think we'd be good.
So overall for this team, looking forward towards the future, again, this is a team that really wants to win a Class A state championships. It really seems like it's you guys, Millard North and Bellevue West, the top 3. What is going to separate this team from those 2 others?
Our depth, for sure. We could play 9 to 10 guys at any time. 9 to 10 guys on the team can start, and, at any time, anybody can come in and it can be their night. So we just rely on our depth to wear teams out.
Well, thank you so much, CJ. Big win here tonight for the Warriors. We'll keep it here on WTV Live. Thank you so much, CJ. So with a win here tonight, Westside move on to 7-1 on this season. The Warriors will go up against Elkhorn South, the number 6 seed. They took down just barely in OT over Millard South tonight. So Ross, again, looking and debriefing with this team. How do you feel this group can continue to win the way they have, although they have not gone up against some of the top competition?
Yeah, that's still a question for this team right now. We know how they played against Millard North. I really like their setup for the tournament, the way they played, because with that 35-second clock in the Metro Holiday Tournament at Baxter, first time it's ever been done, works in the favor of Westside. When you can score over 80 points a game and push the ball up and down the court like Westside does, the 35-second clock's not going to make a bit of difference for them because they play so fast and up-tempo that it probably works in their favor. And I think that's one of the big reasons I look for Westside to have a strong showing at the Holiday Tournament next week.
So before we finish this one here at Westside High School, we'll take another look at our Dunkin Trivia Question here tonight. When is the last time that a Westside basketball team, boys or girls, won the Metro Holiday Tournament? Ross, you got one?
That a Westside basketball team. Well, I think when Quinn Weideman was on the Warrior girls basketball team, they won the Metro Holiday Tournament. So I will say probably 2016 or 2018.
The second one is correct. 2018.
There you go. I knew it had to be one of those years.
Headed by the Gatorade Player of the Year for girls basketball and Quinn Weideman. Of course, she currently at Wyoming having a stellar season once again.
Just one of the great basketball players in the history of Nebraska high school girls basketball. She just did it on both ends of the court, and I mean, she's having a great college career at Wyoming. They went to the NCAA tournament. They won their conference tournament last year. She's just a great basketball player and just one of the great reasons why when she was here, Westside won 2 state championships in 3 years.
So both the Warriors and boys and girls will head on to the second round of the Metro Conference Tournament. The girls will play Omaha Central next Tuesday morning, and the Warriors will get not quite the nightcap, but the 7 o'clock matchup up against Elkhorn South. Big win for Westside, another blowout win over Omaha Benson. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this one here tonight on WTV Live, as well as on WestsideWire.net. The entire crew for WTV Live alongside me tonight, Ross Jernstrom, myself, Jaden Taylor. Have a great night.
Our family cares about your family, and your safety is our #1 priority. At Dingman's, we'd rather be the best than apologize for anything less. Visit us at one of our 4 convenient locations or dingmans.com. It's It's a big moment with a lot of emotions when you hand the keys over to a new driver. We want you to buckle up, slow down, and please no texting while driving. Our family cares about your family, and your safety is our #1 priority. At Dingman's, we'd rather be the best than apologize for anything less. Visit us at one of our 4 convenient locations or dingmans.com.